Good evening, pro wrestling fans from all around the world of all shapes and sizes. Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Also, shout out to the Potsy and Tino show. Definitely check out their content. Really great stuff. They're really good friends of mine. I'll put a link to their channel in the description. So you like pro wrestling talk, reviews, and games, comics, stuff like that, definitely check them out. Like I said, I'll link them in the description. But yeah, check out the Potsy and Tino show. Rob Potsy Potcheck, Tino Gray, check them out. Okay, so for tonight's video, I'm going to talk about a number of things. Gonna talk more about Syuri as we've gotten a little bit more details, just a little bit more details about what she plans to do. Going to go over the confirmed list of participants for the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix. We now know who the qualifiers are, so want to re-go over the list now that it's set in stone. So, want to go over that list. Also, want to do a few reviews as well. I want to review Wrestle Universe Live Noah's Wrestle Magic 2025. I want to review that. I actually got around to watching that today. And as suggested by shout out to Tragic Sage 6733 to review Spark Joshi's Ignite Texas show that I attended live. So, wish granted, my friend. I will review that as well on this video. Thank you so much for this suggestion. And by all means, if anybody that's watching ever wants to suggest a show for me to review or whatnot, let me know. I may or may not be able to, but just let me know and I'll see what I can do. But it's the plan for this episode. So, you know what? Let's talk about Syuri first. So just a heads up with Syuri. So her final match before going on a hiatus, her final match will be next week's Corcoran Hall show on, or actually, that is this Saturday. No, this Sunday, July 6th. That's a Sunday, right? But yeah, July 6th at Corcoran Hall will be Syuri's, yes, a Sunday. It's this coming Sunday at Corcoran Hall. This will be Syuri's last match before going on hiatus. And it has been decided that she will go one-on-one with her God's Eye stablemate, Rana Yagami, who's pretty much, I guess you could say, is her protege now, which apparently Syuri has requested this match to be her last match before going on hiatus. So we got that to look forward to this Sunday, July 6th at Corcoran Hall. Syuri has her last match against Rana Yagami. So that should be really good. But, so with Syuri, this is the statement that she made. Shout out to at We Are Stardom, the English Stardom Twitter page. So she says, and I quote, "I've been wrestling for 17 years. I thought about it long and hard, but I have decided to take a break from Stardom. I will train overseas and level up my game even more. My loss to Syuri was really frustrating. I won't go out like this. I want to hold the IWGP again." She's talking about the IWGP Women's Championship that she just lost. That's why I made this decision. I'm sorry to everyone who was looking forward to my appearances in the ring. I will be back in Stardom, in a Stardom ring one day. End quote. That was from Syuri herself. Now there's a lot to kind of take from this or to think about. I know, which apparently she's been trending on Twitter/X. So a lot of people feel that this is kind of a way of kind of masking the idea that she's frustrated with the company, which, I mean, I can kind of understand both sides of it, but I don't know. I'm not so sure that's exactly the case. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, even though she may not have had a long IWGP Women's Championship reign, and I know it took a while to really get her back into the title picture or whatnot, but let's also keep in mind that Syuri has a very impressive win-loss record in Stardom as a whole. I mean, let's keep that in mind. So it's not like she's been booked like trash the whole entire time. It's not like she can't easily have matches and earn wins. I mean, she's been doing that. She has an incredible win-loss record. So just something to think about. Like I said, I know it's been tough having, getting her back in the title picture. I understand that. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like she's been getting squashed or been jobbing out. You know what I mean? Like, she still gets booked strong. I mean, come on. She hasn't even been submitted yet in a Stardom ring. She's never tapped out. So, I mean, come on. The only person that's been able to do that is Asuka twice. But I'm just saying, like, just something to think about. I know that might be a conclusion many may have jumped to, her being upset, disappointed with the company. I wouldn't jump to that conclusion just yet. So, and not to mention, y'all got to remember, it's been a long time since she's really had a break. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. She's been going hard for a long time. And don't forget, she was also kickboxer. She was doing MMA, UFC, pancrase. She's been doing a lot. So, way I see it, take all the time you need, Syuri. Take all the time you need. But with the way this is sounding, especially with her mentioning, training overseas and leveling up, that I am really taking that as in perhaps a mini excursion, maybe wrestling in the States, maybe the UK. I mean, she's wrestled in the UK before. I mean, she's had a history. She's wrestled a little bit in the UK. She's wrestled in Mexico. Remember, she's wrestled for CMLL before. And, she used to be with the UFC and whatnot. So I could definitely see this as, who knows, she may appear on AEW, ROH. She might take some indie bookings, but it's not necessarily that she has to take a whole lot. I mean, definitely it's on her. But don't be surprised if she takes like a month or two off and then she gets, maybe takes some indie bookings or, some AEW, ROH, GCW, There's no telling where Syuri could land. I mean, she's wrestled in Spark. She's wrestled for, GCW. I mean, honestly, the way I see it, a lot of promotions, especially in the States or even in, Mexico, UK, wherever, should really just be on standby. That's all I can really say is be on standby. Because whenever she's ready And whenever, if she wants to take some overseas bookings, I'd say be on standby, be ready. That's the way I look at it. So, but best of luck to Syuri. Like I said, I hope she takes as much time as necessary, especially to recover whatever like long-term injuries or whatnot she's been dealing with. I hope she first takes the time to recover from that before she really gets into the training and leveling up and all that sort of jazz. So, but I wish her the best. I've met her 3 times, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this new and improved Syuri. Not only that, she said it herself. She wants to win back that title, and I believe when the time is right, she will win back that title. So, the way I see it, we can enjoy Syuri, enjoy her reign, enjoy her title defenses, and I truly believe Syuri is going to be the one to dethrone Syuri and get that title back and become a 2-time IWGP Women's Champion. That's truly what I think is going to happen. But, like I said, we'll wait and see. She's got one more match in Stardom before she goes on hiatus. And, I mean, who knows? Like, you also have to remember, she's best friends with Hikaru Shida. I would love to see them reunite and maybe compete together, or heck, even against each other. But I would love to see them reunite. I really would. Because that was quite a tag team there. Hikaru Shida and Syuri, that is quite a team. But, and once again, this makes the 5-star Grand Prix even more unpredictable now. Because no Mina, no Miyu, no Tam, no Micah, and now no Syuri. Because it has been confirmed she will miss the 5-star Grand Prix this year. So, whew. And I guess maybe there's still a chance that maybe Mina could get in, but I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Especially with her just really getting settled into AEW. I don't see it happening. But, if she does get pulled for the 5-star, awesome, great. But I don't see it happening. So I'm just preemptively setting in my mind that those 5 ladies aren't going to be in this. So that really is going to make the 5-star Grand Prix very unpredictable. But we will find out this Saturday, July 5th, who is confirmed for the 5-star Grand Prix. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see who they reveal. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Okay. So now, switching gears to Marigold. So, we now have our 16 competitors set for this year's second Dream Star Grand Prix. So, let's go over the list again, shall we? So, the list before, we have Mayu Iwatani, who's the current Marigold Superfly weight champion. We have Utami Hayashishita, who's the current Marigold World Champion. We have Mai Sakurai, who's the current Marigold United National Champion. We got Mirai. We got Miku Ano. We have Koki Amare. We have Victoria Yuzuki. We have Sarah Yamaoka. Now, before we did have Natsumi Shozuki on the list, but unfortunately, due to injury and recovery time, she will not be participating in the Dream Star Grand Prix. So she's out. Word is they're expecting a return, hopefully right at the new year, 2026. So we'll see. Chika Goto, Kizuna Tanaka, Nagisa Nozaki, Chiaki, Misa Matsui, Chan Yoda. So that's 14 right there. And they had the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix qualifier matches, which went from 1 to 2 gauntlet matches. And your winners, sealing their spots, we ended up with Rhea Seto, who was able to defeat Minami Yuki, Naoya Ishikawa, and Yuka Yamazaki. And the young rookie who's been making a lot of noise representing Marvelous, Senka Akatsuki, who ended up defeating Komomo Minami, Nagisa Tachibana, and Hummingbird to seal her spot. So there you have it. Rhea Seto and Senka Akatsuki take the 15 and 16 spots. And that is your Dream Star Grand Prix 2025 competitors. Now, of course, with it being 16, I'm sure they're going to do the same as they did before. The 2 blocks, the Dream block and the Star block. So we'll have to see how they split the ladies up. But those are your 16 competitors. And I have to say, and which once they make the blocks, I'll do a final preview for this tournament once they set the blocks in stone. But looking at this list, it's interesting. Very interesting. I mean, adding Rhea Seto and Senka Akatsuki, I'm very curious to see how these ladies do. Like, you know, Rhea Seto has gotten some pretty big wins recently. You know, a couple here, a couple there, but she's got some pretty big wins recently. And Senka has really been on a tear, just very active between Marigold and Marvelous. So, I mean, really, Senka's been on a roll. And honestly, I'm very curious to see how she does in this tournament. I mean, this is big for her to get into this major tournament. Like, and you know, there's a big spotlight on her being the only Marvelous representative in this tournament. So that's huge. That's really going to make her stand out. Now, as far as how will she do record-wise, remains to be seen. But she's definitely going to be one of the main ones to stand out representing Marvelous. But like I said, I'm going to wait to see what the blocks look like. Once they seal the blocks, I'll do a big final preview and kind of give my take on who I think could be in the finals and who could potentially win the whole tournament. Like I said, of course, we know last year's tournament was won by Utami Hayashishita. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Miyu has a chance to make history as well, to be the second one to have won a 5-star and a Dream Star. So, you know, Utami did it last year, you know, being the first Dream Star Grand Prix winner. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But congratulations to Rhea Seto and Senka Akatsuki. Not to mention, I mean, Chan Yoda Chanyota's another one that stands out in this tournament. I mean, I know she's mostly a representative of the PPP Tokyo promotion, but I still think she's going to eventually end up getting signed by Marigold. I think it's just a matter of time. But, she's definitely going to stand out. So, I'm excited. Should be a good tournament, but like I said, just got to wait to see what the blocks look like. So, good stuff. Okay. All right, let's dive into some reviews. So first, gonna start off with Spark Joshi Ignite Texas, which took place June 29th. This was in Baytown, Texas, at the Baytown Community Center. I was actually there live in person for this show. Also, shout out to B Ninja from the VF community that I got a chance to meet in person and enjoy the show. So, shout out to you, my friend. Hope you enjoyed the show as well. But I know a lot of people are kind of wondering why the heck was this in Baytown of all places. I'm not from Texas, so I wouldn't know. But overall, I enjoyed the show. I definitely enjoyed the show. And this was also streamed on Triller TV as well. But let's go ahead. There were only 5 matches, 2 title matches. But let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. I actually got graphics for this, so let's jump right into it. Okay. First match. First match started off with a tag team match. We had the team of Charity King and Kalientita taking on the team of, I think it's Key Vibez. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong on that. And Ridley Thorne. This was a very enjoyable match to start off the show. Lasted just under 11 minutes. Not quite 11 minutes, but just right under 11 minutes. And I have to say, this match was very physical. And shout out to Kalientita. I actually met up with her after the show, got a picture with her. And I have to say, Kalientita, that was my 3rd time seeing her live, because she competed in the Stardom shows in Vegas, and in the Spark Joshi show. But I have to say, I really like what I see out of Kalientita, and it was really good to meet her in person. And I even got to tell her how much I enjoyed her in the main event of that Stardom show where she teamed up with Hate. But yeah, I got to take a picture with her. So it's me and Kalientita. Which I believe somebody had mentioned that she's from San Antonio. Been wrestling, I guess, 2 or so years or something like that. But I have to say, I really like what I've seen from her. I love her gimmick. And I felt like her and Charity King vibed really well in this match. But, Vibez and Thorne, definitely good chemistry as pretty much the heel team in this match. And like I said, it was pretty physical. It was definitely physical back and forth. Charity King had her moments of offense. I mean, just really showcasing her power. And honestly, this match really went back and forth. Enjoyable from start to finish. But Kalientita was able to pick up the victory for her team. Pretty much hitting that front falling DDT. It was like a front facing DDT. And yeah, she picked up the victory for her and Charity King for the opening tag match. And like I said, they vibed very well together. And it was just really good to see Kalientita again. I definitely like her. I think she has a bright future. And yeah, um, she's only okay. She's only 21 years old, so she's young. Oh, oh, definitely. Been wrestling for 2 years. Oh, and she even did some referee work. Oh, see, I did not know that. Did not know that. From San Antonio, Texas. Okay. But yeah. Oh, she has a YouTube. Oh, shoot. She actually has a YouTube. Oh, dang. Well, let me hit subscribe. I did not know she had a YouTube. Well, shout out to Kalientita. I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. That is cool. But, yeah, great opening match. Okay. Let's go to the next match. One second. Okay, let's go to the next match. Here we go. Now, originally, this was supposed to be Koguma versus Jazmin Allure. Unfortunately, due to injury, an undisclosed injury, she was not able to compete at the show. But she did still participate in the meet and greet in full gear and all that. So it was still really cool to meet Koguma. But they got quite a big name as her replacement, as B. Priestley ended up taking on Jazmin Allure one-on-one. And I have to say, awesome match. Very awesome match. Went for almost 12 minutes. And I have to say, Jazmin Allure showed a lot of fighting spirit in this match. I mean, she was definitely taking everything B was throwing at her, and she was hanging with her. We gotta remember, B. Priestley, that's a former World of Stardom champion. I mean, she's had quite a stint in Stardom. Was part of Queen's Quest, was part of Oedo Tai. So, I mean, a lot of history there behind B. Priestley. So, like I said, definitely enjoyed this match, and one heck of a replacement for Koguma, for sure. But B. Priestley shows why she is the top gaijin, and despite an excellent effort from Jazmin Allure, B. Priestley was able to get the victory, pinning Jazmin. But, like I said, a great showing from both ladies. And honestly, shout out to Jazmin Allure. She put up a great fight in this match. A really great fight. But yeah, and it felt like the crowd was kind of mixed. You know, you had a good mix of crowd going for Jazmin and crowd going for B. So thought that was pretty cool to see. But great match. And speaking of B, got to meet her. She didn't have any merch or anything like that, but she was kind of just hanging out in the corner, actually over by Jazmin Allure, and you know, she was approachable for photos. But yeah, she didn't have any merch or anything like that. So, but yeah, came out afterwards, hung out with the fans. So it was really cool meeting the top gaijin. And let's see. Oh, so on to the next match, and I have to say, this, to be honest, I'd have to say that this was my favorite match of the card. It was tough, but I just really enjoyed the mess out of this match. But this was my favorite match of the card. All right, more tag team action. Alrighty. We had the team of Kaia McKenna and the Spark Joshi Atlantic champion SAKI taking on who I call the Dream Team, the Queen Raychell Rose, and the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki, who are both wearing black gear. Black matching gear for this match. But yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Definitely back and forth between both teams. And I have to say, match lasted a little under 11 and a half minutes. But I have to say, this match was a lot of fun. I really loved the chemistry with Raychell Rose and Yuka Sakazaki. And I mean, it was just awesome. Of course, Raychell Rose I've seen before back in DPW. She was the first ever DPW Women's World Champion. So, definitely a lot of history there. And, Yuka Sakazaki, booked for a Spark Joshi show, was really cool. And, yeah, this was a great match. And loved the back and forth between Saki and Yuka Sakazaki as well. But this match was a lot of fun, very physical, very energetic. But Raychell Rose, Yuka Sakazaki were able to pick up the victory. Yuka hit the magical merry-go-round on Kaia McKenna and then pinned her for the 1-2-3. But I really hope to see more of Raychell Rose and Yuka Sakazaki teamed up. Like I was, I tweeted Raychell Rose. I was like, you might want to start thinking about some tag team names, because I definitely like that combo. I love that combo. But yeah, and speaking of Magical Girl, actually got to meet Yuka Sakazaki, actually for the second time. I met her once before at the first DPW Tag Festival, which her and Mizuki, the Magical Sugar Rabbits, were supposed to compete together, but due to injury, Yuka wasn't able to compete, but she still did the meet and greet. But yeah, so this was my second time meeting Yuka Sakazaki, and she was just as cute and sweet as she could be. And once again, congratulations to her and Konosuke Takeshita on their marriage. That's right. The Alpha and the Magical Girl are a married couple, and they look so cute together. But yeah, it was really good meeting Yuka Sakazaki again. Okay, next up, we had the first of two championship matches. All right, here we go. All right, we had the Spark Joshi Pacific Championship on the line in a triple threat match, where the champion, player one, Vert Vixen, defended against Airica Demia and the pink striker Miyu Yamashita. Another fun match with a very surprising ending. Very surprising ending. But this match was really good. Went over 13 and a half minutes. And, the action was great between all three ladies. I believe Airica Demia wrestled at one of the Stardom shows. Or, actually, no. Yeah, yes she did. Yes she did. Because she teamed up with Unagi Sayaka. That's right. It was Stardom American Dream, the first show. Yeah, the first show. Because, yeah, I remember seeing her because they went up against Jody Threat and Suzu Suzuki. Yeah. So, when I saw her, I was like, wait, I know I've seen her before. So, yeah, that's what that was. But, yeah, great match with all three of these ladies. Miyu Yamashita with the kicks and just really taking it up a notch. But quite an interesting finish. A very interesting finish as... So, Miyu hit Vert Vixen with the skull kick. But then Airica came in and pretty much, after tripping Miyu Yamashita, pretty much rolling her out, and she made the cover on Vert Vixen for the 3 count. And ladies and gentlemen, Airica Demia is your new Spark Joshi Pacific champion. Wow. I didn't think Vert Vixen would lose on the first defense, but yeah, there you have it. Airica Demia, your new Spark Joshi Pacific champion. That was quite a surprising finish. Because I honestly thought Vert Vixen was going to retain, but yeah. So, but that was a very entertaining match overall. And speaking of the pink striker, Miyu Yamashita, got to meet her for the 3rd time. And look at Yuka Sakazaki in the middle just laying down. It wasn't until one of my followers pointed that out, I was just like, oh snap, what the heck is Yuka doing? Which I guess she was trying to get out of the way of the picture, but she pretty much photobombed it. But you know what? It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. But it was good meeting Miyu Yamashita. That was my 3rd time meeting her. The first 2 times were via DPW. But yeah, always cool to meet the pink striker, Miyu Yamashita from Fukuoka, Japan. All right, and then the main event of Spark Joshi Ignite Texas came down to this. The Spark Joshi World Championship on the line as the champion. Wild Heart Hazuki defended against a name that's really been buzzing all over the place, Maya World. Maya World, who also was very busy during Mania weekend in Vegas. She wrestled in a lot of shows. So, honestly, not surprised to see Maya World back here on Spark Joshi. Which I believe she's from Texas. So, this was definitely a good move. Definitely a good move. But yeah, this match lasted almost 13 minutes. But it was great. Back and forth. I almost got hit by Maya World's sunglasses when she threw them out into the crowd. But match was great. Koguma was there ringside for support for Hazuki. Of course, her Fukuoka Double Crazy tag team partner. But great back and forth between both of these ladies. I mean, fighting spirit was on full blast for Maya World, who was in a crossface and was able to reverse into a crossface of her own, which I thought was pretty cool. So, I mean, it was a good back and forth battle between both of these ladies. And when it was all said and done, Maya World came so close, got hit by that nasty turnbuckle code breaker from Hazuki, and then she ended up following up with the diving senton splash off the top turnbuckle, and then pinned Maya for the 3 count, and that is successful title defense number 1 for Hazuki as she retains the Spark Joshi World Championship. Great show of sportsmanship after the match between both ladies, and she even got on the mic and did a English promo, and she mentioned how she definitely wants Fukuoka Double Crazy to be able to compete in Spark Joshi and also around the world, including the U.S. So, as soon as Koguma can get healthy again, hopefully the injury is minor, but hopefully we'll see Fukuoka Double Crazy wrestle together in a Spark ring and other promotions here in the States as well. But overall, great show. Like I said, not a whole lot of people. Like I said, small venue, but a very entertaining show. And like I said, kudos to Spark Joshi and Stardom on divvying up a suitable replacement for Koguma and B. Priestley. And of course, speaking of Fukuoka Double Crazy, of course, I had to meet them again. Of course, got Hazuki, which I did the FWC pose with again. And of course, the high-speed genius herself, Koguma, which of course you know I had to do the Kuma. I mean, it was kind of an easy decision. But yeah, so it was really good. That was my first time meeting Koguma, second time meeting Hazuki. So yeah, overall, a great show. The meet and greets went very smooth. And, you know, for it being in Baytown, I know not a whole lot in attendance, but still. Good show. Really good show. Was happy that I experienced it live, because pretty much when they announced Koguma, that pretty much was what motivated me to look up flights and make the trip. So, but great show. Definitely. And that was my third. This was my third Spark Joshi show. So, check them out. GBCB's doing a great job. Anyways, okay, now, let's see. Now we're going to switch gears to Noah Wrestle Universe Live, Wrestle Magic 2025. Now, unfortunately, don't have match graphics for this, except for like 2 of them. But a lot of these matches were kind of on the fly. They were on the fly. But Noah Wrestle Magic 2025 took place June 30th. This was at the Shinagawa Prince Hotel Stellar Ball in Tokyo, Japan. Let me get some water. This was also on Wrestle Universe, which is interesting because the last Wrestle Magic that they did was actually an Abema pay-per-view. So, very interesting. Them doing this as a, you know, live Wrestle Universe. But hey, I'm not complaining. Hey, I'll take it. But anyway, let's get into the review here. Like I said, I only have graphics for the 2 title matches. But we had 7 matches. 2 of them were title matches. First up, had ourselves a 6-man tag match. We had the team of Masaaki Mochizuki, Shuji Kondo, and Titus Alexander taking on the trio of Kenoh, KENTA, and Ulka Sasaki. Wow, so already, first match is a banger. And my only complaint, wish it would have lasted a little longer. Only lasted 8 minutes, 13 seconds. But still, the action was intense. Definitely back and forth. Masaaki Mochizuki giving and taking kicks was pretty entertaining. And just a lot of strong style in this match. And a decent dose of high flying as well, especially from Titus Alexander. But quite a funny finish. A really funny finish as Kenta spat some liquid. I don't know if that was tequila, tea, or I don't know what that was. But spat it in Titus Alexander's face and then rolled him up with a schoolboy pin for the 3 count. And Kenta, Kenoh, and Ulka Sasaki pick up the win. Very, very weird finish. Like, I definitely did not expect that at all, but it was actually kind of funny. It was kind of funny. But, yeah. Great match. Wish it would have been longer, but pretty weird and funny finish. Okay, this next match, I enjoyed the mess out of this next match. This next match was awesome. We had the ladies in action. We had tag team competition as the team of Red Energy, the current Sendai Girls World Tag Team Champions of Mika Iwata and Miyuki Takase. Red Energy. Non-title action taking on the team of the Great Sakuya and Johnny Robbie. Quite a combination there. Awesome match. Very awesome match. I thought Great Sakuya and Johnny Robbie looked great together, and I'm loving the Great Sakuya gimmick more and more. I mean, Riko Kawahata has really been rocking that gimmick, like, ever since it debuted. The Great Muta would be proud. But match was awesome, very back and forth. And like I said, always good to see Red Energy teamed up. Like, I've met Miyuki Takase multiple times. And just I definitely hope to see this tag team in person at some point, which Miyuki Takase is great as a great tag team partner. I mean, you see her in Red Energy, you see her as part of Luminous with Haruka Masaaki. Like, she is quite a tag team specialist. But she can also do well in singles matches as well, especially considering she is a former DPW Women's World Champion. Anyway, match was awesome. Miyuki Takase, while she blocked one of the missed attempts, she would not block it twice in a row, as she eventually got misted by the Great Sakuya. But Mika Iwata would eventually have things covered, as she was able to defeat and pin Johnny Robbie after hitting, I want to say her finisher is called Raideen. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. You know, that wrist clutch kind of Frozen. But yeah, pin Johnny Robbie for the 3 count. And it looked like Miyuki Takase was trying to give Mika a celebration hug, but Mika was like, "No, get away from me. You got green mist all over you." So I thought that was pretty funny, and she kind of chased after her through the back. Thought that was pretty hilarious, but yeah, it's like, "Ooh, don't touch me, no." So I thought that was pretty funny. But Red Energy, your winners. Awesome tag match, one of my favorites of the card. Okay, next up, you had a 3-way match. You had Archie Cole versus Amakusa, one of my favorites in Noah, and Yohei. Of course, Yohei is the current GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion. So, this was another situation. Entertaining match. Shout out to Archie Cole. He had some really good spots, especially high flying. But the match was a little over 7 minutes. I really wish it could have been longer, especially with the talent in this match. So this one was kind of weak. But Yohei picked up the victory. He nailed Archie with that running drop kick, that running high drop kick. Then covered him for the 3 count. Yohei, your winner, but I really wish this match could have been longer, especially considering I love Amakusa. I mean, he's one of my favorites. I wish he was still Junior Heavyweight Champion, but it is what it is. Okay, I do have a graphic for this next match, which was one of 2 championships on the card. So, next up, we had the GHC Hardcore Openweight Championship on the line, as the champion, Shuji Ishikawa, defended against another familiar face in Hayata. Match was great. Match was definitely great. Went a little over 13 minutes long. Definitely saw lots of chairs being used. especially a big old pile of chairs being used for the action. It would have been nice to have seen a little bit more weapon variety, but for the most part, there's a lot of chairs. There's a lot of chairs. Although you did get to see a trash can get used as well. So, I mean, there was that. There was a trash can used, and a kendo stick. But, another very surprising finish. Very surprising finish. Not one that I saw coming. But Shuji Ishikawa was getting ready to drop Hayata. He reversed it into a Frankensteiner onto the chairs. And then he was able to roll up Shuji Ishikawa, feet on the ropes. Referee didn't see it. Counted to 3. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a new GHC Hardcore Openweight Champion in Hayata. Can't say that I saw that one coming. Did not see that one coming. That was quite interesting, but hey. We got a new champ. We'll have to see how that goes. Considering I believe this title is mostly defended on Monday Magic. So it'll be interesting to see when the next season, I think they mentioned the next season is like October or something like that. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But apparently it seems like that's usually where the Monday Magic shows is usually where that title's defended. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. We had ourselves another 6-man tag match. We had the team of Alpha Wolf, Dragon Bane, and Luis Mante. And they took on All Rebellion, made up of Alejandro Galeno and Kai Fujimura. Another very exciting, entertaining match. This went a little over 11 minutes, 40 seconds. A lot of high flying, a lot of striking. Just very wild, high flying match. Loved what I kept seeing out of Alejandro and Luis Mante, Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf. I mean, everybody looked good in this match. Even Big Man and High Flyer Galeno, which I feel like he's found a good home as being part of All Rebellion. I think he's fit in really nicely. But this match was incredible. Definitely a lot of fun. But Luis Mante would end up picking up the victory for his team, hitting Kai Fujimura with the Super Torre and then pinning him for the 3 count. Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf, Luis Mante, your winners in 6-man tag action, but a very awesome tag match. Really could have gone either way. So, good stuff. All right. And for our second and last title match of the card, the ladies. We had the GHC Women's Championship on the line as the champion making her first defense. Takumi Aroha, representing Marvelous, defended against Marigold's Victoria Yuzuki. Another solid match, and this lasted a little over 13 minutes. But yeah, just great action from both of these ladies. I'm glad they got a decent amount of time. And shout out to Victoria Yuzuki. She looked really good in this match. Really just brought her A game, even to the point trapping Takumi in a Rings of Saturn for a while. And of course, I know she was dealing with a Boston Crab and a single leg elevated crab. But, I mean, just both of these ladies really went at it. And Victoria Yuzuki has really just continued to impress. Of course, she was a former Marigold Super Flyweight champion. And she's just getting better and better. And honestly, tough matchup for her against Takumi Aroha, but she looked good. She looked really good in this match. But it took 2 attempts, But eventually, Takumi Iroha hit Victoria Yuzuki with the running 3 and then pinned her for the 3 count. And Takumi nails her first defense of the GHC Women's Championship with her victory over Victoria Yuzuki. After the match, Utami Hayashishita, Marigold World Champion Utami Hayashishita, comes out and presents a red rose, to Takumi, which she accepts, places it in her gear, and that pretty much signifies that we're going to get a future Marigold World Championship match between these two. Takumi Iroha, Utami Hayashishita, should be a banger. I don't know when they're going to do it, but we got that to look forward to. So, and then the main event of Wrestle Magic 2025 came down to 8-man tag team action, which this was quite an interesting combination. We had the team of Akito, Daiki Inaba, Kai, and Yoshihashi taking on the team of Kaito Kiyomiya, Ryohei Waiwa, Yuki Ueno, and Yuki Yoshioka. Yeah, interesting combination of teams. This match lasted almost 18 minutes. I mean, it was the main event, but it was incredible. Definitely back and forth. Both teams looked really solid. It's been a while since I've seen Yuki Ueno, because like I said, I don't watch a lot of DDT. I don't watch a lot of DDT. But this was an incredible match. Definitely back and forth. But it came down to Kaito Kiyomiya finishing off Daiki Inaba with a Shining Lancer and then pinning him for the 3 count. And yeah, Kaito Kiyomiya, Ryohei Oiwa, Yuki Ueno, and Yuki Yoshioka pick up the victory in the main event. Action-packed main event for sure. But yeah, a very enjoyable show. And like I said, I haven't really watched a Noah show in a while, and this one definitely delivered. Definitely delivered. I mean, I know I had, some appearances from Marvelous and Marigold and New Japan and all that jazz, but yeah, this was a solid show. They should do more Wrestle Magic shows. But, it's pretty much their big show for Monday Magic. But yeah. So, definitely solid show. And yeah, y'all have to let me know what y'all's thoughts were on these. But, couple of other things. Don't forget, got Stardom New Blood number 23 on 4th of July, which they just finalized the card. I'm just waiting for them to make some graphics, and then I will do a preview of that show, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I know there's a lot of shows coming up within the next week or so, especially TJPW, ROH, AEW. I think Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling has a show coming up, so I mean, it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot. So, I'll try to do as much as I can, but, pray for me. That's all I can ask for. But, anyway, that'll do it for this video. Let me know y'all's thoughts on, first off, let me know what y'all think about the full list of competitors for the Marigold Dream Star Grand Prix. Let me know y'all's thoughts about Syuri getting ready to go on hiatus. Like I said, she has one more match left on July 6th against Rana Yagami. Where would you like to see Syuri end up? Like I said, I'm sure she's going to take some time off first, but where would you like to see her end up? Wrestling, training, wherever. Let me know your thoughts there. What did you think about both shows, Spark Joshi, Ignite Texas, and Noah Wrestle Magic? Let me know your thoughts there. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, don't forget, also check out the Potsy and Tino show. I'll put a link in the description. So check them out. For another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. My name is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed rest of the day, and I will see y'all in the next video and or live stream. Bye-bye now.